What's up, everybody? Hi, guys, and welcome back to Hip Hop Clarity, where we bring clarity to the rumors, the records, the receipts, and the real conversations happening in the culture. And one thing about this week, ladies and gentlemen, hip hop reminded us that legacy matters, influence matters, narrative matters, and timing matters. So, before we even start the hip hop shenanigans, we gotta talk about New York's energy right now because New York Knicks beat Cleveland 121 to 108 last night, and the city is absolutely lit. And if you know hip hop culture, you know when New York starts winning, the entire vibe changes. Suddenly, everybody talks tougher. You see the Tim's getting louder. Old Dipset energy returns. Jadakiss quotes everywhere. Everything, right? But this is great because the Knicks run feels very hip hop coded right now. Now, speaking of New York Knicks energy and strong opinions, let's get into some podcast wars, shall we? So, this week tension continued brewing between Rick Ross and the new Rory and Mal podcast universe after an online commentary and reaction started spreading everywhere. Okay. But what made the situation even more interesting is that people immediately started bringing up the reported C&D, cease and desist situation involving Rick Ross and Remy Ma's network, Remy Network, that's tied to the discussion surrounding the film CO. About a month ago. Speaking of CO, it should be dropping in June. And now social media is asking, is Rick Ross protecting his image? Is this a business strategy? Or are some artists becoming uncomfortable with how powerful hip hop media has become? Because honestly, a podcast clip today can move faster than radio ever did. And hip hop media personalities are no longer just commentators anymore. They're becoming part of the story itself. Now, what's also what I feel is disrespectful is that Rick Ross did something similar to what 50 Cent did. Rick Ross talked about Maul's mother, Maul and his brother Biggs Burke. He spoke about their mom. See, when Rick Ross came out swinging, right, verbally, he first disrespected Maul and Maul's brother Biggs, right? Well, apparently there was a call that was made, and some say it could have been from the Rock Nation people. However, it went down. It went down. There was a call that was made, and Rick Ross was talking all big, like, "Yes, somebody loves Biggs," and what have you. But he went in further on Maul, and then went further than that and talked about their mother. Now, Biggs and Maul has the same mama, so why are you disrespecting their mother?
I want to say this, hey Biggs Burke, you got somebody that love you. You got somebody that really love you. I'm gonna leave it at that. Now, oh, and I love that person too. So, but you other dick sucking minions, you other glazers, don't nobody love y'all. This is a great opportunity, Mally. So Mally, a friend of mine asked me to spare your brother, but I don't have to spare your mother. Yeah, your mother, Mally. So your mother, I want her behind the bar 7, Luke Belair, and changing the channel. I don't want the remote. I want your mother, Mally, doing that. The white boy could be on the grill. The dude that sit on the floor, he could just get the algae and seaweed out of the ocean. I want him to get all the seaweed from over there to over there. And I want your mom, tell your mama, yeah, your mama, to come cut on forensic files. Right now, Mally. Somebody do me a favor and Google Mally's mom's name and where she worked, because I want her to come and cut on the Kevin Hart roast. I want the Kevin Hart roast on. I don't want to use this no more. Rory, Mally, the Joe Button Jr. Varsity Squad. Come on now. Hey, Mally, I'm using your mama for marketing and promotion.
I think that that is something. I don't know what's going on with Rick Ross. I don't know what it is, but to go that far off of an opinion or conversation from a podcast, that just it doesn't jive right to me. Now, don't get me wrong. I can't stand Maul. Maul is weird in his takes, a lot of his takes, and wrong a lot too. But what I can say unequivocally is that Maul has always stood up for Rick Ross when Rick Ross was in debatable conversations with other rappers, even in situations with other people. He has never disrespected Rick Ross, even during that whole Drake, Kendrick, Rick Ross, all that stuff. They didn't disrespect him. Now, I will say one point that when Rory said, "Can we finally say that Rick Ross needs to stay out the business?" So he alluded to that fact. I have the clip here.
Can we finally admit that Rick Ross is weird?
Why? Why do you say that?
And I know this is
You saying finally admit, like we've been like holding that in. It's like, what you mean finally admit? Like,
well, we did talk about this in the beginning after the Like That thing and the 20v1 started. And I know we are the Drake Bias podcast, but I'm speaking from a very objective place. We didn't put enough light into how weird it was that Rick Ross entered into that rap beef.
yes,
What did you have to, like, why are you in this whole thing? And then you came up with an excuse that it was because Drake didn't clear his verse for French Montana's album, which made all the sense in the world because everyone was waiting for Drake to say something in the biggest moment, and it wasn't about to be a verse he did 10 months ago. Mm-hmm. And then French Montana is sitting next to him going like, "No, I was fine with it." Mm-hmm. So what the fuck are you doing, Rick Ross?
But
You're finding any way to just get in this shit, and now you're telling, "Yo, I want to see you win, homie." Shut up. Shut up. He's one of my favorite rappers. He's hilarious.
Okay. And I understand that, right? But I do get Rory's point. When that whole situation was going on between Drake and Kendrick and everybody was jumping in it. I didn't understand at first why Rick Ross was jumping in it in the first place, right? And I understood the reasoning behind what he said as far as French Montana, but French Montana didn't even come out, right? He let you take that. And you were talking about a cease and desist, and here you go with a whole cease and desist against Remy's network. So the whole thing is just out of pocket to me. But we'll leave it here, okay? We'll leave it here because I know that there's a whole lot of different opinions, but let's move on, okay? So speaking of opinions causing chaos online, ooh, honey, let's talk. I don't know why Max B did this, but Max B shook social media and all of hip hop ancestry, okay? This week after basically putting himself above Big Daddy Kane. Now, mind you, Big Daddy Kane wasn't the only one he said, but it sparked regardless, okay? And immediately hip hop split into two complete different conversations, which let's just go through it, okay? Max B influenced a lot of things. He influenced melodic street rap. He did. That's where it came from. His wave of music changed modern hip hop energy, and that's great. It did. Okay. The artists today still borrow from his style. And honestly, the influence conversation is real with Max B. But now we're talking about foundation. Okay. And Big Daddy Kane helped build that foundation of elite MC culture. Kane influenced generation of lyricism, technical greatness, matters as well. And this is why hip hop debates always become bigger than the original state. Okay? Because hip hop constantly debates influence versus lyricism, which it can be one and the same depending on who it is. Like, and I hate to keep using him, but he's just top of the list. Kendrick is influence and lyricism. He is, okay? Popularity versus skill, and impact versus technical greatness. And when you really think about that, the way they separate some artistry, that if you're popular, you don't have skill, and if you have an impact, that goes against technical greatness. When there's a lot of MCs that had popularity, they had skill, they had influence in lyricism and impact and technical greatness. Rakim is one. Rakim is one, right? And speaking of Rakim, it's kind of been ironic that the same week hip hop is debating Max B versus Big Daddy Kane, Rakim is over here getting immortalized in music history. I, I'm so excited about the God MC Rakim right now. So this week, Paid in Full by Eric B. and Rakim was officially inducted into the Grammys Hall of Fame. Okay, and that is a huge cultural moment because Rakim just didn't rap. Okay, Rakim back to influence. Rakim changed how people rap for real, and nobody else was able to do that. At before Rakim was Cool G rap, and then Rakim came. Okay, I'm just saying. The internal rhyme patterns, the calm delivery, the lyrical structure, the flow control. Before Rakim, hip hop sounded a certain way. After Rakim, everyone started approaching lyricism differently. That is the truth. And that's why so many people call Rakim the God MC. And honestly, that title is earned. Okay? Notice we don't call nobody else that. Now, while hip hop was debating influence and honoring legends, boxing and social media were giving us a whole different kind of BS. Okay? So the tension between Claressa Shields and Alycia Baumgardner became a major conversation again this week after old footage and AI edited clips started resurfacing online. And this is where things got a little dangerous to me. Look, I know I should have been done a Claressa Shields video versus the Alycia Baumgardner thing, but let me tell you something. At a point, you get tired. She does so much dumb shit, you just get tired of reporting it. At least I do. I can't keep reporting on your dumb shit. Dumb shit irritates me. And Clarissa be right up there with the dumb shit, and I can't take it. So I decided to put her part, this whole situation, in the weekly spiel because she do too much. It's like every time you turn around, she's doing something. I have never seen a person strive to outdo dumb shit daily until I seen Clarissa. Okay, it's beyond me why. But anyway, let's get back to it. Okay, there were some clips that were edited online and reposted look like Clarissa fully smacked Alycia in the face. She didn't. Okay, and we're gonna show that as a matter of fact because I don't want y'all to get lost in the BS and the sauce. She did not slap Alycia Baumgardner in the face. She did not. And the hand. Oh, I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna show you, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Wait,
Fuck him out. Worry about who the fuck you're with, not me. Worry about shut the fuck up always, dog.
Hey, get out the way. I want to get in there.
no.
World Star.
I know you won't whoop no ass.
All right, now.
You
I'll
won't whoop
referee.
no ass, Alycia. Who asked you? You are.
I'm calling her to be a referee.
But when you actually watch the original footage, of course, you know that that did not happen. There was a lot of clips that were slowed down, cropped, zoomed in, and dramatized to just intensify the moment. And that's where I hate how social media gets down when they make a lie out of something that you could have just did all that with the truth, but you created a whole other lie. She never slapped Alycia Baumgardner in the face. And it's easy to prove, okay? All right. So the way we can tell that it's fake is because when you actually look at the video, Clarissa uses her right hand to hit Alycia. That's where her purse is at. She uses the purse hand, right? On this little AI thing here, she uses her left hand and the smacking even looks awkward. So I know that like say live fights and what have you went through, or it was on Twitter that some AI spot said that no, it's authenticated, it's real because of the I'm thinking because of the background. The background is real, but the actual slap is not real. If you see the slap that she's hitting, again, she's hitting Alycia Baumgardner, is with her left hand. When you look at the video, and you can go back and look at the video, you see she uses her right hand. Okay. Another thing I want to point out here, and I've got this little clip right here I want to show you. She had ample opportunity to hit Alycia Baumgardner if she really wanted to. There was space there. There was air there before the security guards got in between them. If she really wanted to hit her, she would have. She wasn't doing that. She was sneaking. She caught herself trying to sneak hit her. And I don't know why you guys applaud that, but she was sneaking her. Just like Pap snuck easy. And no, he didn't knock him down. Claressa didn't hit Alycia Baumgardner in the face. You want to know why? Because Alycia recorded her face afterwards. So, yes, we heard the slap, but where the slap landed, it was not in her face. And let's talk about it. If it was her face, then that was the most sorriest slap we ever saw because Alycia Baumgardner's face was flawless afterwards. So that's the proof that I was showing you guys. That was an AI pic. That was not a real picture. So of course this is becoming a real issue online now because people are reacting emotionally to the edits before they even seen the original footage. This situation opens up a much bigger conversation. This AI manipulation in celebrity culture, because now you have the fake screenshots that can happen, manipulated video, edited audio, and AI generated clips spread faster than the actual facts. And that's why we're here to debunk all of that. And once the internet emotionally reacts, the creation never moves as fast as the lie. Okay? And of course, of all this, who's off involved? Papoose. Why is Papoose involved in the conversation? Well, because Papoose didn't do anything. See, when you see the conversation between Michael Irving and I forgot the other guy's name, I'll play the clip. They'll mention that the guy was trying to calm them down, right? And they said, "Well, where was Papoose?" That Papoose wasn't around her or something, like he was over there. So Papoose didn't do anything. Papoose watched it happen, and then at the end, when she slapped, which looked like Alicia's hand or something, that's when he's trying to get in and trying to move her away.
You remember that, like in the Rocky movie, where they were about, and they were, no, don't fight here, don't fight here, don't waste that money, don't waste that money.
That's all I'm saying. I'm like, trying to back up. I see Papoose right there too. I'm like, boy, I'm telling you.
You see, I saw it too. You can see the ride. I was feeling it.
Yeah,
you go, and I swear, the lady on stepped in like, no. When he felt the ride, man,
I was feeling that, bro.
And that's when she struck out.
Wow. So you got me out with you talking shit? Boom! Oh, so wait, hold up. I knew it was coming, bro. And I felt it, but you know what's crazy? I didn't really think she's going to
set. I didn't either.
I think she's going to go there.
I didn't think
she's going to go there. I thought maybe she's going to shove her, maybe.
Right.
She like, nah. Pop! We going to catch her on this hook right now. Dude. Hey, but you know what people not talking about, though? AD got a chin. She ate that little
Specific part that he said about AB's chin. He said, everybody, low key, she got a chin, right? Because he's saying, and I want to make sure I'm being fair in what he's saying, he's actually saying that Claressa slapped her in her face. But I don't think that's what he saw. I think he saw when Claressa reached across. Yes, she hit something, but she hit that security guard in the face. She didn't hit Alycia Baumgardner in the face. She hit her on her arm. So that's the thing that I do disagree with. Although, like, everybody said, well, he was there, so he saw it. Yeah, by the angle and the hand placement. Now, I do notice that he's using his right hand as saying that that's how she hit AB with her right hand, whereas the AI clip showed left hand. But again, there was no marks on AB's face, and a slap like that, her skin color, she would have shown some redness. There was no redness on her face. So if Claressa hit her with her right hand, the hand that she had her purse on, a shoulder, her purse was on the right shoulder. So if she hit her, we would have seen AB's face red. Stop playing with me right now. That's what made me think that she accidentally popped the security guard in the face. And if you see that from what the security guard looks like, it looked like his head went back a little bit because it looked like she popped him but hit her on the hand. So I think that's where who she accidentally hit in the face. I don't think it was AB at all. But I wanted to put this in here because we're about receipts. We're not about who we like. We're about what the receipts is talking about. Okay. So you mean to tell me that you allowed this queen in your life to go to this other woman, to Alycia Baumgardner, at an event that y'all was invited by Netflix, not MVP, but Netflix. So Alycia was supposed to be there because it's MVP. You're invited as a VIP guest from Netflix. You decided in your mind that you're going to cause chaos at that event. Now, what's crazy is, and we said it first, and then everybody else started talking about it. We said the whole reason for this argument was because Claressa did not like that Alycia Baumgardner talked about her relationship with Papoose. Alycia was not the only one. Alycia was asked by her fans, what did she think about it? And actually, when you listen to the whole clip, she didn't disrespect Claressa. She was saying as a lady, as a woman, what you represent, and I'm just paraphrasing here, but what you represent as a woman and all your accomplishments, why would you put yourself through that with a man that is married, twice your age, and has baggage? Okay.
At the end of the day, if that's a married man, you fucking with a married man. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck if he has a woman. If he has a marriage that is on paper to a woman, why are you messing with a married man? Regardless of what the situation is, it's just like that shit to me would be off limits, right? Claressa is a whole world champion. Let's do better. Let's do better because it's not adding up. It's not adding up to who you are and who you claiming to be. You a whole multi-world champion. You got a whole movie coming out, and you doing stuff like that. It doesn't look good, but you still want the validation from the people.
Okay? Because let's be real, if he really cared about what your situation is going to be with him, he would have divorced, and y'all wouldn't have had all this messiness around you. But let's take it back a little. Let's not forget that Claressa already knew the situation. She was already, see, we keep trying to separate when she got involved with Pat versus when she was all in Remy Ma's DM. She was in both of their DMs. Let's be clear. She was liking Remy Ma's post since 2020 and Papoose's post since 2021. She left comments under both of their IG posts. Okay? So she knew what was going on. She keeps acting as if she doesn't understand the dynamics of why people are clowning her and Papoose. She knows, okay? But she keeps getting things confused on purpose. She knows exactly what's going on. I also want to bring up this little fact. Remember, this took place after they found out what she did in Flint about that $7,000 because that house, her grandmama's house, was in foreclosure. I thought Pat paid for everything. So if Pat paid for everything else in your life, why couldn't you pay that $7,000 and that mortgage? I mean, not the mortgage, excuse me, to get your grandmama's house out of foreclosure. How did that happen? Because Pat clearly pays for your mortgage and your car notes, which you shouldn't be having at your big old age of richness, supposedly. What happened with that 7,000? Oh, that's right. You had a deal with who? That mayor, right? That Flint's been having problems with, right? Oh, okay. So to me, she sparked this to get the heat off of what she was doing in Flint. And as usual, Pat was involved with it. He knew this was premeditated. He knew. That's why he didn't do anything. He just let it happen. You know, throughout the months of tensions and speculations and internet narratives, Papoose has mostly stayed publicly silent on certain things that she acts a fool with. And when he does come out, he looks like a fool when he does speak. Okay. And I think that his silence online on certain things is his own form of communication, but it's making him and her look crazy because that event, the way Clarissa handled that event and the way Papoose just went ahead and allowed her to go off like that, that shows a lot that they're both attention seeking people. She feels that she has been violated by MVP. She said that she has been verbally assaulted by Alycia Baumgardner all the time. She also says that she's going to sue, but she's not going to bring the law in it. She's going to bring the court. I'm going to leave that there. So anyway, so she's been banned from all of MVP promotions, situations, anything that's dealing with their boxing and MMA and all that. And now I'm not one to like, because I don't like Jake Paul. I think that he's undercover aces. You see what I'm saying? But in this instance, for this part, I think he was correct in banning her from all of that because that didn't have to happen. They could have had a conversation, and Alicia kept her hands to herself. And they're both boxers, yes. And I hear what people say, oh, she came out the pocket talking crazy about her. Even Little Duval, you don't know what the hell happened. Shut up, Little Duval. You don't know what was going on. And it's crazy how y'all say that about what Alicia said to Clarissa when you seen the clip. She didn't go off on her. Now, she did talk about Pat, but she said, hey, Pat was the reason why Clarissa isn't with MVP. Did she lie about that? No. He is the reason. He's the reason.
Own kind of group as well, with Papoose leading the way with the record label. Were you surprised she didn't sign with them?
Not surprised at all.
Okay, how come?
You said Papoose first. That's all I gotta say.
Remember, I signed I got her the $8 million deal, if I say so myself.
And we're doing a lot of big things. We just did the big deal with my lady, Claressa Shields. We teamed up with Salida Promotions. You know what I'm saying? She got that $8 million deal, so I was able to make that happen, man.
Calm down.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know what I mean?
Now we're finding out it was that 3 million sign-on bonus because Nikisha, who I didn't know who that was, that's co-owner MVP, kind of broke down the information, and we got that clip here. Okay.
And I think she was pretty open that we did a great job in terms of how we presented to her, in terms of the opportunity. But, you know, she called me one day and said, I'm getting a $3 million offer to sign to Salida and Win Records. And I said, great. Like, I can't justify that number. You should 100% do that. Congratulations. You've set a new bar for a signing bonus within women's sports. I didn't see Clarissa on Saturday night. I did hear about what happened after it happened. She was a guest of the event, and she was a guest in a Netflix specific VIP invite-only area. And for that to happen reflects poorly on MVP, reflects poorly on women's sports, on sports as a whole. And there's no doubt there was a back and forth conversation between her and Alycia, but nobody raised a hand other than Clarissa. So for us, I would have hoped she would have come out with an apology, but she didn't. She actually texted me that night and said, like, I had a great time. Thank you so much. I didn't respond, confused that what had happened, and that was the text that I'd gotten. And I'm disappointed that this is what has had to have happened. But if
that was the case of Alycia Baumgardner disrespecting her verbally, what do you think that Clarissa been doing to everybody else? She talks about everybody. She disrespects everybody. She picks fights with people and then spins the narratives, and she just lies constantly and doesn't get checked for it. Her lies goes unchecked. But when you start telling the truth, she shuts up. You see, she hasn't mentioned anything else about Bud Maserati, huh? Yeah, because he was telling the truth. You see, she ain't mentioning anything else about that 50 Cent lawsuit, right? Because please sue me so I can show everything. You see what I'm saying? So that's it on that. Let's move on to the next great at hand. Now, Wow, this internet chaos is happening. Guess who's coming outside again, making her a movie debut? Remy Ma. She's been creating her career moves off the internet. You know, y'all know Remy moves silently. So, Remy Ma's new Lifetime movie is officially premiering June 20th at 8 p.m. Okay, again, it's on Lifetime. But let's remember, this is not her first Lifetime movie. Remember, back in 2023, Remy Ma appeared in Lifetime's Girl in the Closet. And honestly, a lot of reviewers actually gave her positive feedback for her acting performance. She also acted in a scary movie, and I can't think of the name. And you could tell that you could tell that she sounded like a little bit like she was reading her lines a little bit, but she had that conversation, but it was good. It was still good. I was like, yay, Remy. So now this new role shows she's been quietly building her acting experience outside of rap for a minute now, which we've seen her in different things. We've seen her in different shows, movies. She's been coming outside a little bit. I would have actually liked to see her in a comedic role. I would love to see her in something like scary movies. Something like that. A scary movie with Marlon Brando or something. I would like to see what her comedic timing is in the movies because she's funny anyway, you know. So I think that that's a great thing for Remy, but I can't wait to see how the movie is, and her network is flourishing and everything. So that's great. That's great. Now, while the internet was also arguing all week, there were some artists that dropped some great music and visuals. Let's get into it. So one of hip hop's AT aliens is back on the scene, Ludacris. Ludacris is coming back with some visual energy. He reminded people this week why charisma still matters in hip hop visuals. Hip hop misses fun in videos sometimes to me. And when you have people like Missy Elliott, Busta Rhymes, and Ludacris, and even Kanye, the videos was so good. Like, and the music, it wasn't like the videos overshadowed the music because the music wasn't that great. It complemented each other and made it better, right? So seeing Ludacris back outside with his visuals was great. Luda always understood entertainment, quotables, personality, and replay value. So check out his new video. Also, Rapsody continues her run, right? While proving she's one of the best lyricists in hip hop today. Of course, because she don't have any gimmicks. There's no forced controversy. Rapsody raps and go home. Okay? She raps and go home. And I love that about Rapsody. So she has a lot of videos that she's been pushing out the last couple of days. So check out her YouTube channel as well for all of these videos that she's doing to her album that complements her album that she did back in 2024. Sounds like to me she's building her legacy, not chasing trends, which that's why I've always loved Rhapsody. Okay, guys, so let's get into some new music. This week gave us Drake conversations that's continuing online, of course. French Montana and Max B got a buzz going on. Some new R&B releases is gaining traction, and independent artists are outperforming radio through social media. And honestly, the rollout today isn't radio anymore, right? It's podcasts, TikToks, YouTube reactions, live streams, Twitter debates, and viral clips. That's the industry now. So, you'll get into some new music that should be popping out all this week. While we're on music, let's talk about some music that was out back in the day at this time, starting with Notorious B.I.G. In 1995, Notorious B.I.G. had One More Chance and Stay With Me remix, one of the most iconic hip hop remixes ever. This was that smooth bad boy era energy at the time. It's it's kind of weird saying bad boy now, but hey, we can't front on the music. B.I.G. was that guy. Back in the day, it was 1995, and that was one of the great biggest songs at that time. And so was Doing It by LL Cool J featuring LaShawn. Still playing that. That's still it. That's still that song. This song still gets played at cookouts, family reunions, old school parties, new school parties. I don't care. That smooth New York bounce, still classic to me. Okay. The late 90s soulful hip hop and R&B era, this time period, it always remind people of that golden era and where it was at the time where hip hop, soul and R&B blended together perfectly. And that's really missed. I miss a good R&B hip hop song right now. I miss a good R&B song. Okay? There will be no other era can equate to what that golden era did. You could probably try to find your voice in this new era, and I hope that they do take some elements to see how the formula works so they can bring it into the new era, right? They need to. They need to. And that's the one thing I love about hip hop. Every generation complains about the next generation while still carrying pieces of the generation before it, right? But unfortunately, in hip hop, we also have to reflect on some sad news. And Rob Bass, for many people, represented fun hip hop, party records, crossover energy, and timeless nostalgia. And moments like this remind us that hip hop is more than just music, right? It's memories and generations, it's moments attached to people's lives. And Rob Bass was part of the duo Easy Rock, DJ Easy Rock and Rob Bass. Now, DJ Easy Rock passed away in 2014, and Rob Bass has unfortunately just passed away from a quiet battle of cancer. So rest in peace, Rob Bass. Prayers to his loved ones. And man, thank you for the music and memories you gave to the culture. It Takes Two still plays. There's several songs that Rob Bass have. What I would love for y'all to name what is your favorite song from Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock? It's just wow. That just takes that song Rob Bass did with that song was great. Okay. Okay, well guys, if you enjoyed this weekly spill, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what was the biggest story of the week to you. Was it the Rick Ross versus Rory and Mal, Max B versus well damn near everybody and Big Daddy Kane? Rakim entering the Grammys Hall of Fame. This BS with Claressa versus Alycia Baumgardner. Remy Ma's Lifetime movie or the nostalgia trip down memory lane. This is Hip-Hop ClariTea where we bring clarity to the culture. Bye.
For hip hop, this is hip hop of the day. I give props to hip hop, so hip hop, hooray! Oh!
Ring a ding ding.